Hi guys, I'm Raphaelite, I am a UK suicide girl, and I'm here to talk about building confidence as a new model. I've been modelling since I was 17, so I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I can throw your way. It's really daunting as a new model to figure out what looks good, so angles, poses, expressions, it's all really overwhelming. I think people seem to think that it's a lot easier than it is, but modelling is sort of like a workout. You have to concentrate on so many different things, and yeah, it can be daunting, it can be scary even. I joined SG when I was 18. A lot of those sets I have archived. If you didn't know, you can archive sets after they've been in member review for 3 months. And if you're not happy with a set, you know, just that's something you can do. It's an option that's there, but I guess it's good to start off on a confident foot. I remember when I started out, 18, not knowing very much. I'd only been modelling for a year, and before that it was just, you know, tame fashion stuff. I didn't really know who I was. I hadn't yet developed a very strong persona. My expressions were all the same. My poses weren't very inspired. I just felt very awkward in myself. I wasn't very happy. And there was no one telling me how to get better. It was something I had to figure out on my own. So my first point for gaining confidence as a new model is to figure out your niche, your persona, who you are as a model. Now, I'm not saying you need to construct some false image, so you don't have to put yourself in a box saying, this is who I am, X, I don't know, pastel princess. I mean, you can if you like, and that's what makes you feel comfortable, but it's good to be diverse as a model, and it's good to, you know, not be too restricted, even if it's something you really like. If I was to just say, right, I'm a pin-up model, that's all I do, I think I would feel like I was trapped in a box and I couldn't get out of it. Yes, my style is pin-up. I'm a petite pin-up, red, I've said pin-up so many times, sorry. Tattoos, quirky, I love detail on tees, old movies, you know, fully fashion lingerie and stockings. That's the kind of thing that I like. But I am open to do more natural looks, more modern looks. It's just good to know what your favourite look is and what you feel most comfortable as, because that flavour can shine through in every shot you do. So I know this is very difficult when you start out because maybe you haven't discovered who you are yet, and that's fine. You just have to experiment with different things and you'll eventually figure out what works best for you, your looks, your figure. It'll all fall into place. It works best if you don't try and concentrate on becoming something. So for me, I developed my pin-up style just naturally through things that I enjoy. So maybe you're a gamer girl, you might be drawn towards like geeky fashion and, you know, pigtails and I don't know, whatever you vibe off, just go with that, go with the flow, let it come to you naturally. I know that seems like very vague advice, but I think that a lot of models get caught up in the poses and the expressions so much that you end up looking stiff. So, you know, it's always good to start off by trying to figure out who you are, and everything else, that's secondary. But coming up to point number 2, practice poses and expressions in the mirror. That might sound like a bit of a cliche because that's one thing that people always say, but honestly, it really works. I would stand in front of my bathroom mirror and I'd be like, just work your face around, just make yourself look like you're completely losing the plot. Just try things that are completely out of your comfort zone. When I first started modelling, I was scared to try new facial expressions. I thought I would look weird, and you know what, in some shots I did look weird. I still do look weird sometimes. Some poses do look really stiff and I don't know what to do with my arms sometimes, but it's all about trying things. If they don't work, you just look at it, you adjust it, you try again, and everything, you know, it falls into place. Again, like I said, over-analysing yourself is just going to make you more stiff. But with practice, on your own, in your own time, maybe set up your phone, do some selfies, Google some poses and try and replicate those or do your own take on those. Look at your favourite models, their expressions, things you admire about them. Try it all out. So, for instance, I really like Dita Fonte's. I like how graceful she is. It's all about extending the arms, you know, the sultry expressions. With SG, I try and relax that a little bit more because Suicide Girls, it's all about, you know, you, the girl next door, the the natural you at home, just chilling and relaxing. You can try out the more dramatic poses, but just pull it in a little bit, make it look more soft and natural, because every modelling pose is based on something people do in real life, just exaggerated. So in an SG set, if you think of maybe a set where your hand is in your hair, just relax it a little bit, muss up the hair, make it look cute and flirty, you know? Just go, I always say go as far as you can and then reel it back in. Going exaggerated at first is better than not giving enough punch, you know? So yes, practice your poses, practice your expressions, don't be afraid to look silly, because you know, you can adjust it, you can learn, you can adapt. And that will make you feel more confident, because you're teaching yourself a new skill. You're teaching yourself how to be a better model, and that's empowering for you in your job. Okay, so point number 3 for gaining confidence as a new model: make friends. Making friends, people don't talk about this with modelling, but honestly it's so important. People talk about making connections, but that's just work, you know, meeting photographers through modelling sites and such. Meeting other girls with similar interests and, you know, a similar job and a similar passion, it just is great because it builds up a sense of community. You can share ideas, you can share poses, you can build up that sense of morale because you're all rooting for each other. That's one of the best things about Suicidegirls. There's a great community, there's so many great girls, they're all looking out for each other, they're all supporting each other. It really helped me as a model to reach out to other girls who were going through similar things to me, confide in them, wait for their sets to come out and give them love, and them doing the same for me. It's great to feel like you have a support network there for you, and yeah, it will help you. Honestly, I spent so many years trying to be this perfect model and getting upset when it didn't work out. When I relaxed and enjoyed spending time with my friends and building them up and letting them build me up, that's when I became an SG, because I was happy with who I was. It was reflected in the images. So all these little techniques and things I'm talking about, you internalise them and they do make you feel better on the inside, and it shows on the outside. So my 4th and final point, which I think is really, really important: do not pay attention to negative comments. Constructive criticism, yes, because that will help you. Now, the difference between constructive criticism and negativity is that people who are trying to be constructive are trying to help you. So they might say that pose doesn't work, but they'll suggest a way to improve it. Or they'll point out something else that's great about you. That's constructive because it's helping you to improve. Negativity is just straight out not helping. It's just cruel for being cruel. It's not worth paying attention to that, because people who say those kind of things, they're not happy, they're not interested in you as a person, they're just trying to lash out. So if you see a negative comment about you, your modelling, your appearance, just brush it aside and move on. You're allowed to let it hurt. We're all human, we're all hurt by other people's comments from time to time, but you can't get hung up on them, because for every negative comment there's going to be like 10 positive ones, and they're the ones worth focusing on. As I say, criticism, there's a time and a place. There are groups on Suicidegirls you can go and get your set critiqued by fair, kind people who have your best interests at heart. That's the place to go if you want to know how to improve. Don't listen to people who are commenting rude comments on your sets or on your pictures on Instagram or Facebook. It's tempting to fall into that trap, to respond and to lash out and to stand up for yourself. And you know, I still do that from time to time. Like I say, we're all human, we all fall into bad habits from time to time. But just try not to, just try to brush it aside. Let those people be negative, just ignore it, and just focus on the good stuff. That's something even models who have been working for a long time can learn from. Just think of them as flies. Negative comments, just irritating flies buzzing around, just brush them away and think about the good stuff in life. And the more that you focus on the positive comments and the helpful comments, the more confident you'll feel just naturally, because you're not letting those silly people bother you anymore. You're thinking about your friends who love and care about you, you're thinking about your fans who also love and care about you. It's so important to keep in mind that everyone's rooting for you, and the people who aren't, well, why do you care what they think and what they say? There's always going to be a negative Nancy who doesn't like you and isn't there for you. So what? Just be you, focus on you and your journey and your style. All of those things that I mentioned, they're the important things. Negativity is not. I hope this has been helpful in some way. I know that these points might seem fairly obvious to some people, and yeah, they kind of are. But sometimes you need the obvious things drilled in just to really take them to heart. And these are things that have really worked for me. Like I say, there's some stuff that I still need to work on. Even now, I'm nearly 23 and I've had 2 sets, but there's always room for improvement. And that's an exciting thing. I love adventure, you should too. Can't wait for my next video. If there's anything you'd like me to discuss, leave some comments. I am really stoked to get involved with you guys and to engage with you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and bye bye.